Jose Mourinho looked a broken man as Tottenham fans revelled in his misery on humbling night for a United boss. The jubilant away end drowned out Old Trafford as the crisis engulfed Jose Mourinho. "You're not special anymore" was quickly followed with "sacked" in the morning as the Tottenham fans celebrated the demise of Mourinho as much as their glorious victory. And the harsh reality is that it feels they are right about Mourinho. Back in his heyday, Mourinho would be able to dig out a result when he needed it most. Instead, Tottenham inflicted Mourinho's heaviest ever home defeat as a manager, which just about sums it all up for Manchester United. Mourinho looked a broken man on the touchline, unable to summon up a response from his players and completely outclassed and humiliated in their own backyard. By the final whistle, Old Trafford was half empty as the home supporters had long since given up on their team and, ultimately, the manager. Bizarrely, Mourinho strode out onto the pitch at the end, shook his players' hands and stood in front of the Stratford end to applaud the United fans. It felt like it was a desperate call to arms amid the ensuing gloom, or perhaps, more likely, a plea for salvation, as Mourinho knows it cannot go on like this. In fairness to United, they did play well in the first half, could have easily been ahead at halftime, and yet they simply crumbled in the second half. United were awful in defense, Tottenham were ruthless in attack, and Mourinho can look for excuses, but they were simply not good enough. Tottenham ripped them apart in the second half. Lucas Moura capped a brilliant man-of-the-match performance with 2 goals, while Harry Kane was also on target. But some of United's defending was an open invitation for the visitors, who traditionally struggle at Old Trafford, but they looked capable of mounting a title challenge while Mourinho's men appear to be well short. Mourinho made 6 changes after the Brighton capitulation, but the replacements were just as bad in the second half, as Phil Jones had a stinker and Victor Lindelof came off the bench and is probably still dizzy after being turned inside out by Moura. It is a shame that Tottenham's win will not get more praise amid the United inquests, because Mauricio Pochettino is finally answering the criticism that his team cannot win at their top 6 rivals. Tottenham were brave and bold, United looked frail and fragile. Even when Tottenham struggled early on, United were not good enough to take advantage. Danny Rose's careless early back pass put in Romelu Lukaku, the United striker, rounded David De Gea but then fired wide of an open goal, albeit from an acute angle. Paul Pogba, Fred and Nemanja Matic all went close for United, while Tottenham should have had a penalty after Jones clearly pushed Moura. But the second half was a different story, and from the moment Tottenham went ahead, United did not have the strength of character to come back. No matter what Mourinho says. The first came after 50 minutes when Kieran Trippier's deep corner found Kane, who peeled away from Jones, his looping header leaving De Gea stranded before it reached the far corner. Tottenham keeper Hugo Lloris denied Lukaku an instant equalizer, but just 2 minutes after going ahead, the visitors were 2 up. Christian Eriksen tricked his way down the right, Kane made a decoy run and created space for Moura, who then smashed home. Lindelof came on for the injured Jones, and the hapless Swedish defender's crazy back pass led into Lally, but De Gea denied him with a smart save. United kept going and did not give up, but it was all over. Even United's in-house TV channel kept panning to Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward in the stands with Mourinho's future in his hands. It got even worse after 84 minutes when Kane played in Moura. The Brazilian turned Lindelof inside out and then fired a low shot past De Gea into the far corner. It compounded the humiliation as they simply crumbled and surrendered just when their manager needed them most.